Welcome to Extraordinary League, an actual play RPG podcast brought to you by Smash Fiction. I'm Dan Mulkerin, your game master. Playing Stitch is Kit Mulkerin.
Everything can be hacked, and everyone?
Playing Dante is Liz Logan.
I've just finished my most critical mission yet. I bought a shirt.
No!
Playing Sterling Archer is Miles Schneiderman.
Hold on. I have to take this. It's Mother. Mother, hey. What? No, I know I haven't called. Yes, Mother, I know I've missed the last 3 mother-son pettiness nights, but... Alright, fine, 4, whatever. Mother, I'm saving the universe. No, I'm saving all universes, Mother. No, I'm in the Extraordinary League. Well, presumably because someone thinks I'm extraordinary.
Playing Luna Lovegood is Megan Bob.
Hello, Quibbler readers. Hi, Dad! I hope this finds you well. I'm enclosing a picture of me with Venusaur, a new friend I made at the Nexus tournament. I'm hoping I'll also be friends with my other friends, but I think there are some trust issues. Anyway, when we're not in the Nexus tournament, I've been learning a lot about pro wrestling and even started making what Archer calls singlets, which is nice to say. Singlets. Anyway, I made some very sparkly ones with pom-poms and zigzags, but only Stitch is willing to wear them so far. Trying to make a singlet fit Mordin has been very challenging. I still haven't found out what species he is, and I don't know how to bring it up now. Rather like when you forget someone's name and pretend you remember it for a few weeks until it's too late to ask. Perhaps I can smoothly introduce the topic and find out. I did ask Dante about it, and he said Mordin's species was hottie with a body. I looked it up, and none of the results look like Mordin, so I think he's mistaken. Anyway, lots of love, Luna.
Playing Mordin Solus is Colin Mulkerin.
Liz was unable to join us last month, so this is a present for you, Liz. Every world we've seen, every foe we've fought, you still make a scene, 'cause I always spot your red coat discarded, 'cause you've disregarded what I've said before. There's a line of common decency, and you cross it, and no one knows how you lose your clothes. I see the light from the white of your chest, and it's blinding. One day I'll sew you a new jumpsuit of unremovable clothes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so proud of all of us this week.
Now for the obligatory previously segment, brought to you this time by Sombra.
Sombra's Nexus Log 81. Well, things in Nexus City are definitely getting interesting, which is a bit of a change. I mean, the city's interesting from like a cosmic perspective, but once you get used to all the buildings in the sky, it's like anywhere else. 24 cities merged together, but not a one with decent guacamole.
Right?
Then this one League cell shows up because they're looking for the gem to defeat Phyrexia, which happens to be part of the Nexus tournament trophy. So I decided to help them out. I'm such a nice person. I get them a nice penthouse apartment by stealing it from some Nexus City criminal nobody named Johnny Marconi. Then I enter them into the Nexus tournament by stealing the credentials off Team Shadaloo. No big deal, right? Well, looks like the chickens have come home to roost. Right as the League gets into the semifinals, Marconi himself shows up at the penthouse, along with his 2 goons, a towering hunk of meat called Hendrix, and an actual literal Valkyrie called Guard. As if that wasn't enough, Team Shadaloo comes crashing through the window looking for revenge. There's Balrog the boxer, Sagat the Mai Tai fighter, Vega the acrobatic claw enthusiast, Zangief the giant Russian wrestler, and M. Bison the paramilitary psychic warlord. And in the middle of all this, pop star TV host Hannah Montana falls into our apartment. I feel like there's a lesson here, somewhere.
And with all that in mind, let's roll initiative. Mordin, what's your initiative?
I got an 11.
Stitch?
Okay, 7.
Dante?
12. I got a crit.
Nice.
Nice.
Archer?
And that's a 2.
2. And Luna?
I got a 4.
Should I roll for Sombra?
Please.
Okay. 9.
Dante, you are up first.
I want to go straight for the bodyguard, because he's imposing, and I feel threatened. I'm gonna say I'm like, there's like a kitchen island, you know, like they're just in the middle where I'm in the kitchen, whatever, and he's across from the kitchen. I'm gonna pull off Frostmourne and get ready to charge at him, and then I'm just gonna scream, and I just bought this fucking shirt, and then rip off my shirt and then lunge towards him.
Dante, can we get a quick snapshot of what this shirt looked like? Like what shirt did you buy?
Doesn't matter now.
I don't know, it has to be a black shirt. It's a black shirt, and it has some, I don't know, crazy tribal patterns on it. I don't know.
If you look closely at the tribal patterns, are they actually little pizzas?
That's perfect, yes. It's a work of art, and I was really proud of it for my shopping skills and picking it up. And now it's gone. Now it's in shreds. All thanks to this
and
guy.
it's all his fault.
Oh, he's going down. Maybe not too much green.
Dante, you dart forward and bring Frostmourne around in a devastating slash against this guy. He doesn't go down, but the impact of it definitely rattles his teeth in his skull, and he falls back a couple of steps. I'm gonna say, Liz, that Hannah Montana is gonna act on Dante's turn. So, what would you like Hannah Montana to do?
Absolutely nothing helpful.
I think that's entirely in character.
Yeah.
I want her to grab, like, a kitchen towel and, like, start, like, snapping it. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, she's not doing anything helpful. Like, I don't know, maybe a distraction?
This little girl is gonna die.
But what else would she do? She's totally useless. Okay, she starts singing a song about how she misses her friends from high school. That could be a distraction.
When she gets real stressed out, she just reverts to the one thing she knows how to do, which is sing songs that appeal to tweens. Okay, so Hannah Montana begins to sing a song while she looks for cover. Mordin, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna duck behind a kitchen island and then lean over and fire off and incinerate at the biggest cluster of enemies.
Okay, that would be probably Team Shadowlin.
Okay, cool. How many of them can I hit?
I will say you can hit 4 of them.
Cool. Is that all of them?
There's 5 of them.
Oh.
So choose one that you don't want to hit, and then you can hit the rest.
I think I will spare Balrog and hit the rest.
Okay, yeah, roll your incinerate.
Okay. Just barely a green. So
well, look who just hit with incinerate.
Woo!
Where's that air horn?
All right, that days since Mordin has hit with incinerate, counter can now flip back down to 0.
That's right.
And that brings us to Guard, the Valkyrie on Marconi's side. Seeing Hendrix being attacked by a dude with a giant sword, Guard draws her battle axe in one hand and a long sword in the other hand and jumps at Dante, basically from across the room with like the force of a jetpack. Dante, you manage to parry the longsword with Frostmourne, but the battle axe bites into your side, and you take 40 damage.
Ooh.
Ouch.
All right, so that brings us to Sagat. I'm going to say he's going to run to Mordin. So he dashes...
What did I ever do?
He's going to begin to dash across the room at Mordin, but as he does, he brings his wrapped hands together next to his side and produces a fireball. That's a good hit.
Yeah. I didn't even see him have an Omni tool light up before he shot that fireball.
That's right.
That's
very advanced.
Some new tech.
So he hits you, and that's 20 damage.
Okay, that takes down half my force field.
Your force field sparks, but remains up for the time being. It is now Sombra's turn.
She's just gonna look at the whole group and be like, yeah, we should go. And then she goes invisible.
It is Marconi's turn. I'm gonna say Marconi's gonna start backing up Guard and is gonna start firing at Dante. That is a very bad miss. Marconi draws his pistol, levels it, and begins to fire, but either he's out of practice or the two superhumans are moving too quickly for him to get a beat on.
No,
And,
no. That's not what it is, okay?
Please
Now
tell
the
me.
shirt being ripped off is what's helping me here because the sun is glinting off my chest.
And the weird part is it's night right now. Like, that's how white you are.
My chest transmits sweet, sweet sun energy even when the sun isn't anywhere in the sky. It's just...
So basically you have like that glow-in-the-dark material where like if you, shine a light on it, then it'll start glowing once the lights are out.
That's what the entire inside of that shirt was covered in, so me ripping it off was a battle plan.
That makes a lot of sense. And here we were mocking you. Well, don't we look the fool now? Hendrix is also going to start attacking you, Dante, but he actually doesn't have any melee weapons on him, so he's just going to try to pistol whip you. That's a hit, but you can attempt to dodge it or block it if you wish.
That doesn't even sound like something I'd be opposed to.
You're kind of into it.
Should I take it? I don't know.
Yeah, but make like a
I
little
mean, that's a
moaning
power
sound.
move right now.
Make a little moaning sound and freak him out.
Is there any way, like, he would be, like, in the process of trying to hit me and I just, like, reach my hand up and hold him there and don't let him hit me?
Yeah, I'll say if you make a good enough dodge or block roll, that's what'll happen.
Okay, I'm going to use karma because there's something I want to happen here.
Oh, good.
Okay, well, it's a good thing I used karma because I had to use 50. So let's just make it a red.
Yeah, that'll do it. You grab his wrist before he can complete his arc, and you're now holding him close. So very close.
No one touch this guy. He's mine.
All right, so it is Balrog's turn. He's gonna just turn and start smashing up the apartment. He doesn't really have a direction to go. He just got missed by a fireball. He's just kind of wanting to let loose some steam.
Oh my
So he
God.
just goes, he starts like throwing lamps out the window, punches a chair in half. He's just living his best life right now. Stitch, it is your turn.
Marconi and his bunch. Are they sort of still in the doorway? I think the Valkyrie moved, right?
Yeah, they've all kind of closed ranks around Dante.
Okay. Marconi's probably the most douchey looking one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like kind of a middle-aged guy wearing like a suit.
So just gonna throw the bowl that used to have guacamole in it at his face.
Okay, give me some agility.
Yellow. In his face.
Yep, that is a direct hit to the face. And with your strength, Marconi takes the single hit and drops. Defeat by an empty guacamole bowl. There is no greater shame.
Lace is gonna take that cue and attack one of his bodyguards. Let's say, who's the one who isn't a Valkyrie?
Hendrix. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that guy.
All right. Lace comes leaping at him.
Although I would like to point out, Dante did point out to leave this guy alone because he was his.
Yeah.
Lace don't speak no goddamn demon. You want Hendrix?
Kid, if you take away
Yeah.
this joy from Liz.
Okay, understandable.
She spent 50 karma on this.
Oh no, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Should I go for the Valkyrie instead?
That's up to you. There's
Okay.
also a whole arcade cabinet size worth of Street Fighter characters in here.
Okay, let's go for the Valkyrie instead.
Okay. Yes.
No good. Valkyrie's apparently very good at dodging dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, she kind of just like puts her foot up and kicks Lace away before his claws or her claws can get to her. All right, it's M. Bison's turn. M. Bison is angry that first of all he got hit by a fireball, and secondly he and his people have been totally ignored after that. So he sees this tiny engine of destruction throwing guacamole bowls around. He's going to hold out both of his hands at Stitch. There's this weird sort of purpley mist that begins to rise up from his shoulders and this glow that comes out of his eyes. Stitch, I'm gonna need you to make a psyche check.
Uh-oh. I don't like that. Karma. Oh god, how much karma do I want to spend? I'll make it a yellow.
A yellow is not good enough.
Oh, fucking fast!
Damn.
Stitch, you are held in the grip of M. Bison's psychic assault. The world sort of begins to like spin and warp around you as your senses are rebelling against you. You're feeling confused and you're feeling angry and you kind of have forgotten what was going on a second ago, and all of a sudden you just see a bunch of people around and like you just have this almost animalistic desire to just start tearing into them.
Like more than usual. More than even Venom makes me want to do it.
So Stitch, you are mind controlled. Luna, it is your turn.
Can I tell that Stitch is mind controlled?
Probably not.
Make an intuition check.
Yeah, no, it's a white. In that case, I would like to summon a flock of birds. I would cast Avis.
Do you want to target anyone or any group in particular?
Well, M. Bison looks really upset that we're ignoring him, so I want to give him some love.
That's fair. That's very considerate of you. Why don't you roll me your psyche check?
Green.
Do you have a preference as to what type of birds you summon?
I mean,
Emus.
hawks
a
would be
great
great.
sentence.
Hawks would be lovely, but I mean, I'll take whatever's going. If you've got some, I don't know, if you have a nearby albatross, or if it's got to be little, like, how about a swarm of hummingbirds, like an enormous swarm?
I was kind of hoping you were going to go with the pelican lizards that we've seen in Nexus City, but
Oh, no, then I want those. I didn't know those were on offer. I'll take all the pelican lizards.
the side of the room by the window suddenly fills with pelican lizards. So none of them drop, but they're all staggering around trying to swat these birds out of the air as they keep dive bombing them. It is now Vega's turn, and Vega's going to turn to Luna and see her waving her wand around. Vega crouches down low, brandishes his claw, and leaps across the room at her. Fortunately, Luna sees him coming and ducks in a panic, and he ends up sliding across a counter that she was standing in front of, and ends up ignominiously deposited on the other side of the room. Archer, it is your turn.
I feel like just knowing Archer's proclivities, like, There's one dude here who is very clearly Russian. And so is very clearly the most deadly enemy. I mean, I suppose he might be my father, but you know what? I'm gonna shoot him anyway.
Honestly, if you hesitated to kill anyone who might be your dad, you would never get anything done.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at Zangief with my pistols there.
Okay, and to keep it, and to remind you, if you want to use any of your gunslinger abilities, you have to declare that before you make the shot.
I'll use the gun mastery on both my shots.
Alright, you might just vaporize this dude. Let's see how you do.
Alright, so that's a green on the first one, and a green on the second one.
And Zangief no longer has body armor thanks to Mordin's earlier incinerate.
Right.
So, basically, your hands turn into a blur as you draw both of your pistols, and Zangief doesn't even make a noise. There's a couple of impacts on his chest, and he drops.
And I will gain a Ka for taking down an enemy with a gun attack.
Cool.
Not bad.
Kinetic dampeners engaged?
Not so much. Not so much. Speaking of, out from one of the side rooms comes Cambot.
Yeah.
And Cambot is whirring around frantically saying, "You're supposed to let me know if you're going to be engaging in any sort of unscheduled fight. I need to film it and broadcast it. Everyone wants to see these things." We are back to the top now with Dante. You have this, you're holding this dude and you spent 50 karma for the privilege, so.
I'm holding this guy, and he's completely taken aback that I am now holding him by the wrist. And I just go, "Let's dance." And then all of a sudden I pull out a remote from my pocket, hit play, and on the speaker systems comes this beautiful classical song. I put my arm around his waist while I'm holding his wrist in excruciating pain to where he can only move with me. And we start dancing, and every couple of measures on the downbeat, da da da, boom, smack. I smack his arm against something, da da da, smack his head, da 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 da, smack on another thing. And yeah, we're just doing a classical beatdown.
Why don't you give me a
Magical.
strength check, and you can get a bonus for wrestling if you have it, which I don't think you do.
I don't think I do. Damn, it's only a green. Almost a yellow. Green.
Oh, sadly you needed a yellow in order to do this.
No!
You are sweeping him around, dancing with him. You are indeed hitting him into things the way you're saying. You're just not hitting him hard enough to do any damage. At this point, really all you're doing is embarrassing him and making him exceptionally angry. What's Hannah Montana up to, Liz?
Well, she's still singing, and now that my classical music has been put on, it's starting to sound a little cacophonous. So she's gonna stop singing now, and she's going to go to the corner and start crying.
Okay, great.
Like the high majesty she is.
Yes.
All right, nation's hero, Hannah Montana, crying in the corner. And that brings us to Mordin.
Yeah, so Mordin's written some papers on indoctrination in his day.
He sure has.
He's done some studies. Can I make a roll to see if I can identify Stitch exhibiting the behaviors of being under mind control?
Sure. I'll say in your case it's probably reason, because you're analyzing Stitch
Sure, sounds
scientifically.
good. Yeah.
It's a green.
Okay, is that good enough? Or?
Yes, you are positive that Stitch is being mind controlled.
Okay, cool. Can I tell how or who or anything?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. Like, Stitch's eyes are glowing with the same purple that M. Bison's are.
Okay, cool.
There's some Kirby crackle going on here, and it makes it pretty
Exactly.
obvious.
I'm gonna try to cap M. Bison in the head with my hand cannon. Did get a 58 on Incredible. I'm guessing that's green kit.
Ooh, just short of a yellow. But yes, that is affirmative.
Cool.
He rocks back, and he's going to try to have to keep his control over Stitch. And fails!
Nice.
Stitch, you slip out of M. Bison's mind control, thanks to your best friend in the entire world, Mordin.
All of our best friends, I feel like.
Alright, it is Guard's turn. She's going to bring back both of her blades, and she says, "Hendrix, get down!" And then she swings, not actually caring if Hendrix ducks or not. Jeez! Dante, I'm gonna need you to make 2 endurance checks, please.
Oh.
Ow. Shit.
Okay, one's green. And the other one's yellow.
So she smacks you twice with surgical precision, and you take 40 damage twice.
Guys, I'm almost dead.
Fuck.
I'll try and fix it.
It is Sagat's turn. Sagat's going to continue his path towards Mordin, and is going to leap out with a flying knee towards the scientist Solarian. Yeah, so he knees you, but his knee is stopped by your force field, so it would have like basically caved your face in.
Right.
But your force field stopped it. So
Mordin makes a mental note at this point that his punches aren't getting through the force field, and he goes, huh, and sort of just like turns away from him and is like no longer really like even trying to dodge him.
Right.
And it's just gonna like focus on other things.
sounds good. Sombra, it is your turn.
Okay.
And you are actually seeing the means by which, now that you're kind of sneaking around and have removed yourself a little bit from the melee, you're seeing the means by which Team Shadaloo actually made it up to the window. You see, basically, they hijacked one of those window washer gondoliers that they like raise and lower outside the window, and that's still sitting right outside the window.
I'm gonna hold with her for just a bit. Let me do Stitch shenanigans.
Okay, Sombra's on hold.
Yeah.
Dante, Hendrix is going to try once again to punch you.
Oh my goodness.
Dante, he's gonna hit unless you want to try to dodge or block.
Dodge.
I have to dodge. I'm gonna use karma because I will die. Oh shoot, that was pretty good. Wait a sec. Is a 7 and a 0070?
That would be a 7.
I'm glad I said karma.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes indeed.
Me too.
So I'm gonna take it to a yellow.
That was an excellent choice, Dante. You snap your head back a split second before his fist crosses through the space that your chin was just occupying. And you're pretty sure that would have knocked you completely out. I'm gonna say that Balrog continues to just hurl objects out of the window and is beginning to wrestle now with Cambot, trying to break him on the wall, basically. So he has his boxing gloves on either side of Cambot and he's wrestling with him.
I mean, he's probably having a hard time getting a grip, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's from the Strong Bad school, so he can actually type using boxing gloves, so everything is fine. Stitch, it is your turn.
Can I actually have Sombra act now?
Yes,
Or
Sombra
Stitch?
can act now.
Okay.
I'm going to move her down on the initiative accordingly.
Okay, that's fine. Sombra's gonna throw a translocator into the open elevator door. I'm gonna say she's kind of ducked off to like in a side hallway. Sees Cambot poor little Cambot getting beaten up by M. Bison.
By Balrog.
Balrog, I'm sorry. Oh god, I'm thinking too.
M. Bison in Japan.
She's gonna hack into Cambot so that like when Balrog is least expecting it, his camera extender just shoots out and smacks him in the face.
That's excellent. Yeah, for Sombra, give me a reason check with a bonus for her hacking.
Okay. That's a yellow.
Yeah, Balrog gets hit in the face by an extended camera lens and stumbles backward.
Does now Cambot have a cute little pig skull floating over him? He's been hacked.
Yeah, he does. Because he normally has these red lights along the outside, and now they're just bright pink. Okay.
Oh, and she's gonna yell like, "We should be going!"
Stitch, it is your turn.
So I don't forget, Lace is gonna keep trying to maul this Valkyrie.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's a yellow.
All right.
No, that's a red.
Well then.
Ciao.
Oh no.
Guard just failed her endurance check, and she drops under the snapping jaws and slashing claws of old Lace. Young Lace. Just plain
Young
Lace.
Lace.
Stitch.
Stitch is super fucking pissed at M. Bison.
Okay.
He's gonna look at him. The black symbiote tendrils come out and wrap around him, forming the goopy suit. A long tongue extends out and kind of like lips his lips, and he's gonna say, "Brain." He's gonna go pitter patter over there and just a full on charge at M. Bison.
Nice. I like it.
Oh no! Now he misses.
All right, so you begin to charge across the penthouse floor. M. Bison sees you coming and just like crosses his arms over his massive chest and then just gracefully levitates above you. And you end up shooting out from under him and landing on the gondola outside, which begins to swing back and forth dramatically. M. Bison now turns around. He's going to use Psycho Shot on Stitch. So he lets loose a psionic bolt, which flies forward. And ooh, that is a good hit.
Ugh.
Stitch, you're gonna have to make an endurance check.
Oh man. That's a yellow.
So this thing hits you with the force of like, you've been hit by a truck before. This thing hits you with more than that. Like, you can tell that the point of it is actually to send you flying. It actually doesn't do enough damage to get through your natural body armor, but if you hadn't stood your ground and grabbed onto this thing, you would have been sent flying, possibly for like miles. Luna, it is your turn.
Dante needs healing pretty bad. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Ferula. Please, come on. Oh no, it's white. Oh no.
Okay.
I'm so sorry,
Yep.
Dante.
You're not
okay.
quite able to focus, and the spell does not go off properly.
You should have left your shirt on, Dante!
I know.
Vega has turned around from where he was dumped at the end of last round, looks at Luna, and leaps at her again.
Oh no!
So Vega claws into you. So that is 20 damage to you, Luna. However, as we said before, I'm assuming that you always have your Patronus shield up, presuming you are not caught completely off guard. Vega's claws slash up against this white shimmering field that springs into being a second before he would have hit, and his claws bounce off uselessly. Archer, we come now to you.
All right. Well, it looks like this Hendrix bodyguard dude. He's doing some damage. Yeah. I'm gonna go after him because I don't want him punching Dante again. Same thing as before, buddy. 2K.
That's the last of your cough, I'm not mistaken.
That is, you are correct.
All right.
Unless I get a red result and or drop him. Oh, well, that is a red result on the first one. And that is a yellow on the second one.
And you drop him. He goes limp in Dante's arms.
All right, and that's 2 karma.
Okay.
Or 2K, rather.
Very good. You are being very efficient with your Ka expenditure, Archer. Dante, we are back to you. Your dance partner is now unconscious, and the woman who was hitting you with an axe and sword is also unconscious.
What am I gonna do? I have no one to dance with anymore. Who's around me?
So, Sagat is currently trying to attack Mordin. Balrog is currently wrestling with
Okay,
Cambot.
you don't need to tell me anymore.
All right.
Sagat is
All
going
right.
down.
He's got a nice big scar across his chest that could probably use another one, so...
Make it symmetrical.
Yeah, he's missing only one eye. You know, you really gotta go for both.
Can I pick up one of the unconscious bodies and throw it at him?
Absolutely you can. Which one would you like to
You're
pick up?
already holding one.
That's
You're
true.
already holding the bodyguard.
Yeah, okay. That's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah, give me an agility check.
Okay. Jeez, green. I am not rolling well tonight.
Well, green is all you need to hit Sagat with Hendrix's unconscious body.
Oh, that's good.
Does Hannah Montana want to do anything this turn aside from hide and cry?
She's gonna take a mug off the counter and throw it towards Sagat.
Nice! Roll her agility, which is typical.
She got 40, so I guess that's a white. She does nothing.
Yep, it goes out the window. Out the broken window.
It hits Stitch. Ah.
Yep. Mordin, Sagat has just learned that his fists are not sufficient to break through your force field.
And he just had a dude land on him.
He did just have a dude land on him. So he's gonna pick up Hendrix and try to hit you with Hendrix.
Oh, great.
Wow.
That's gonna hit, but you can try to dodge or block it.
Yeah, I'll try and dodge it.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's gonna be a white.
Alright, with Hendrix's added damage, Sagat deals 40 to you.
Cool, that takes down my force field.
Alright, your force field breaks apart.
Yep.
Balrog is still wrestling with Cambot, and he's gonna try to break Cambot.
No!
He slams Cambot into the ground, and this large spider web of cracks suddenly appears across Cambot's shoulder.
No!
Sombra's turn.
Rip.
Is Cambot still up though?
Yes, Cambot was damaged, and you can see his the lights are beginning to flicker, but Cambot is technically still up.
Okay. Sombra's gonna sort of run out and behind, what's his name? Balrog? Mm-hmm. And whisper, "Me extrañaste?" and then just like unload her gun on him
Alright.
while he's distracted by the little robot.
Yeah, so give me your 3 shots.
Oh shit. That's a red.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's a miss. Oh, it's a miss. Okay. 1 hits.
Balrog fails his endurance check against your red results and drops.
Nice.
Sombra takes out Balrog. And as you do so, you flicker back into sight. Cambot sort of hovers over to you a little shakily and just sort of like presses his orbular body against you in what amounts to a relieved hug.
Like, we're not she's like, we're not done yet. She points the little camera at the rest of the fight.
Nice.
You gotta see this.
It is Stitch's turn.
So Lace sees that Stitch is now fighting Bison and tries to distract him with an attack. I don't think Lace is going to do very much to him, but she's going to try to attack him anyway.
Go for it.
Yellow. Chomp, chomp.
Mm-hmm.
Bite him in the back of the knee.
She doesn't stun him, Bison, but she does deal damage to him. And Stitch?
He's outside of the building, right? On the little
Yes.
listy thingy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to put his hands on the edges of the window frame, leaving some black goop there, and then he's gonna push himself at Bison in a charge to like land on him, basically.
Okay, sounds good.
Do I need to roll to like specifically like grab him?
Yes, you would have to roll strength if you want to grapple him.
I have a plan.
Okay.
What is the bonus that the camera cutaways give you again?
Oh, that's right, because Cambot technically is filming.
Cambot's here.
You can either get a +1 column shift bonus, or you can introduce something into the fight.
+1 column shift?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, so we have a camera cutaway.
It's little Stitch sitting on the couch. The couch looks really torn up already. It says Stitch experiment 626, dog ? and Stitch just says, heh, slingshot. The camera cuts back. Stitch reveals with a big toothy grin that he just attached black goop to M. Bison, and he jumps onto the ceiling, releasing M. Bison to get flung out the window by this big black slingshot that he created between. Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, I'll say it's up to you. You can do either a fighting check, an agility check, or a strength check.
Can I use my webbing?
Yeah, you can use webbing.
Because that's kind of my jam. Okay.
So you get a +1 to that check.
And I'll use her.
All right.
I'll just take it to a green.
You stick some webbing to the back of M. Bison and then let go. And M. Bison is slingshotted out of the building and team rockets his way into the sky. He is gone. He is completely out of this fight and probably in a different city by this point. That brings us to Luna.
Who's still left?
Vega and Sagat.
I know, I was just attacked, wasn't I?
Yeah, by Vega.
Oh! I should probably deal with that. Okay, I haven't cast this one before. I don't know what's gonna happen. So there's a floor below us, right?
Yeah, there's a floor below you and a floor above you.
Can I bust through the floor with a spell?
Yeah, you absolutely can bust through the floor with the spell.
Excellent! Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get him to go hang out somewhere else. Oh, I got a yellow. Defodio.
With that, and a wave of your wand, the ground suddenly dissolves away beneath Vega's feet, and he goes crashing into the apartment below. He is still technically in the fight, but he is now kind of slightly removed and not immediately able to get to you. Which is good because it's his turn. You can see him land in the midst of someone else's apartment. That person gives a surprised and terrified shriek at his sudden arrival. Vega snarls at them.
Sorry!
He jumps onto a nearby wall and begins to climb his way up. That will take his whole turn before he's even close to reaching the hole that you just made. So that'll be his turn. Archer, it is your turn.
I guess it's Sagat scarring time. Same deal, guess I still have 2K. And that is a fucking 99.
Oh my
That's
God.
a red. And that's a green.
Sagat drops. Archer and become death. Destroyer of worlds. Vega pokes his head up out of the hole, sees that he's the only person left, and sees the entirety of the Extraordinary League staring angrily at him. And he's going to attempt to book it. I will allow you guys to catch him if you want, or you can let him run.
Stitch is gonna drop down on him like a horrifying ceiling spider. Like a fucking spider from Australia, just on his face.
With that, all of the invaders and the people who rightfully came to this apartment are lying in various stages of unconsciousness or death. Cambot is sort of videotaping the carnage and providing some running commentary on the whole thing. And he turns to all of you to deliver one last final, poignant, thoughtful comment on the events of this evening, if anyone would care to provide.
So I'm going to say that Sagat's like starting to pull himself up to his feet. And I'm going to turn to him and say, you seem injured, my friend. I recommend rest, elevation, compression, and I hit him with a cryoblast. Ice.
Nice!
It's pretty good.
Stitch is lying on top of, like, I assume an unconscious Vega, staring at him with a weird look. His venom tongue is just, like, licking at his lips, and he starts repeating, brains. He's gonna start trying to chomp on his brain.
Okay, well he's wearing a mask at the moment, so you have that to get there.
Is like ineffectually gnawing on his mouth.
Okay, does anyone want to do anything about this? Or you're just gonna kind of let this play through?
Yeah. Does anyone have a nice shirt on? Because I need a new shirt.
A lot of these people were shirtless. Is the weird part.
You could get. I was gonna say you get M. Bison's outfit, but he
got thrown. He was the only one with cool clothes.
You could get Balrog's sort of sleeveless boxing robe, or you could get any of the like nice button-up shirt and jacket combos that Marconi and his men were wearing.
That sounds nice. I want that.
Nice. So you're wearing that under your red trench coat?
The trench coat's draped like classily over my left arm or something.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. That's going to look real nice in those photo ops you have coming up.
Yeah.
Is anyone concerned with the fact that we probably just broke a lot of laws, like we murdered people in their home
On TV.
on TV and like
And wore their clothes. There's so many things wrong.
is this gonna like be a problem for us?
Everyone can make an intuition plus insight check if this is a thing that you care about.
like laws?
Like potential legal ramifications.
I care. I'm
Okay.
gonna like look up some city
Yeah, go for it.
ordinances on
Oh,
murder.
I got a white.
I'm
I
gonna go
guess I
ahead
don't
and not
care.
make that roll.
64 on Incredible. Is that
Yellow.
okay? Cool.
I got a yellow.
Mordin and Luna, you guys are kind of anxiously waiting for the other shoe to drop on all of this. What with, murder and assault and battery and home invasion all having been broadcast on what is essentially worldwide TV. However, the people who have been watching only seem to kind of adore you more, and it only feeds into their excitement more. Which is weird, and like watching it, it just kind of reminds you about how weirdly into the whole Nexus tournament thing everyone in this city seems to be, to the point that you've never met anyone who wasn't into it, and you never met anyone who wasn't like completely stoked about the outcome of a match, even if the team they had been rooting for lost. There's just a weird sort of feeling about this where everyone seems unusually willing to let a lot of things go without even thinking about it. It's not even like they were like, well, that's illegal, but I guess we have to let them do it. They're just like, oh, that was the best thing ever, is sort of like the reaction that they have to this.
I'm gonna look up that paper that I mentioned previously on indoctrination.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm gonna read over some of the signs, and
Okay.
I'm gonna start thinking this over. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're researching into that.
I think I'm going to try and find some people I can cast Finite and Cantatum and see if there's some sort of spell or some sort of hypnotism thing that's happening. Luna just goes downstairs and walks out into the lobby and sits on a couch and is doing some doodling. And then as people pass by, she says, "Can I try something? It'll only take a minute."
Yeah, they sort of tentatively say, I suppose if it'll only take a moment.
How much do you care about the Nexus tournament right now?
They, like everyone else, immediately expresses their total interest and fascination and fanaticism. And then, basically what happens is this. You cast Finite and Cantatum on them, and it's a very strange thing that occurs. There's almost a sense that you are pushing against an ocean, as though you think that there is indeed some sort of enchantment on them, but it's not specifically on them. It's almost as though, like, there's this thing that's kind of just hanging over Nexus City as a whole. It's almost like you're trying to push back the ocean while you're in the middle of the ocean.
I don't like this.
There's the briefest of seconds where the people you cast this on seem to be coming to their senses, and then just a moment later, it washes back over them and they're back to their normal sort of hyper-enthusiastic mindset.
Okay, I need to go tell Mordin.
Just let the smart people talk.
I'm leaning over the pool table, which has flipped over into my lab, as we established.
Right.
Interesting. Could be due to suppression of activity in the upper cortex, but would be difficult to ascertain. If you could bring me a sample, I could run some tests on the brain tissue. Would have to be post-mortem,
kill
though.
anybody.
So, well, unfortunately, as advanced as the technology is in this plane, I don't think that they have any scanners that can that would be able to observe working brain activity.
Do you think it'll work if they're not alive? I'm not saying we should use somebody who's alive. Mordin, I'm looking at you very clearly right now. I want to be very clear about this.
Of course not. Goal is to save these people, not to slaughter them. Of course, if one or two had to be slaughtered in order to save the rest of them, that just makes sense from a purely utilitarian perspective. We'll perhaps be able to create some sort of other workaround. Would require some sort of expert in engineering. I would be able to write a lot of the papers for the theories of what we'd be looking for, but in terms of constructing an actual device, that might be a little bit beyond me. Some sort of way of pinpointing a source from a projection, assuming that it is in some way electromagnetic. Sombra.
Okay. She looks up from fixing Cambot at the bar.
Would you be able to analyze a broadcast to look for signals within it, apart from the ones that are intended to be there, subliminal things, that sort of thing?
Of course.
So Mordin's just gonna
Oh,
nod.
what? You suddenly can't do it with your future science?
Mordin says, my attention is going to be elsewhere. This is a question of manpower, not ability.
Let's see if my
Whoa.
So this-
primitive tech can do
Dude,
it.
Mordin, sexist much?
Oh, Mordin, I was meaning to say, I don't know if we've mentioned this. I'm a human.
What? What?
I just wanted to say that and see if there was anything you wanted to say.
Mordin's gonna like pat you on the head.
I mean,
Oh, that's so good.
Luna's just gonna look after Mordin walking away and sort of sigh.
Stitch is gonna tug on Luna's dress. He does have he's gonna spit out Vega's mask that he was chewing like a fucking fun dipstick. He's gonna look up at Luna and point at himself and go, experiment 626, and then he points at Mordin and says, stupid head.
Yeah, Luna's really appreciative. She's gonna go into the kitchen to make something for Stitch.
The semifinals match is coming up very soon. Sombra can start working on this, and Mordin and Luna could even start doing research, but the semifinals match is the next day.
Okay.
So there's only so much you can do in between then. So is there anything quick that you guys would like to take on, or shall we move on
there's
to the next
only
scene?
so much drinking that I can do until then, so I'm gonna start doing that now.
That's true.
Especially because I did, save the day. So I was ninja, booyakasha, give me my whiskey.
If we had a montage right now, every time the camera cuts back to Archer, he's just there's like more empty bottles
That's
around
exactly what I'm saying.
I'm considering...
him. That's his contribution.
I might not have as much time as I would like to finish the stitching on some of the costumes that
Sure,
I've been making
of
for
course.
us.
Well, I'd love to do research on this mind control theory, but
Yeah.
but the singlets, man, the singlets.
I might have to like hand some of that over to who's left. Oh no, Dante's not good at assembling clothing. He's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, I'd probably
You give
like.
it to him for the stress
yeah.
test to see
Right.
if it can overcome his.
That's a
instinct.
good idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm going to be scanning some of the league members and maybe like neural shocking some people off the street and like dragging them in and like running like fMRI scans on them.
Okay.
And then like releasing them back onto the street.
Like tagged.
Yeah, I'm gonna like set them in like a street corner and like pour some alcohol on them and like put a bottle of alcohol in their hands and then walk away.
Sure.
So
Stitch is hanging out with Hannah Montana.
Okay.
Does Hannah, she plays guitar, right? And she sings. Is there anything else she
well,
does?
Yeah,
She's got a dog.
she cries.
I mean, we all cry in secret.
Yep.
Right,
Except
Dante?
for the Terminator.
Right, Dante?
No, doesn't happen.
Strong men also cry, Dante.
Okay, I'll play Hannah Montana. Oh my god, you're so cute! Look at you! Aww. And she starts petting Stitch.
And then crying.
And she's like, pet! All this death, but you're just the cutest
Liz,
thing.
what happened to the reverence, dude?
It's so cute!
Stitch feels like slowly backs away.
The night of the semifinals rolls around. The Balboa Memorial Arena is once again packed to capacity above, but where the crowd was once made up of people showing their support for one of dozens of groups, today everyone has shown up in support for one of 4 remaining groups that are entering the semifinals. And there are more than a few people wearing the maroon paisley of Team Ohana and waving signs that say things like, "Marry me, Dante," or "Good love for love good," or "Mordin can examine me anytime."
Oh, okay.
I think it's Dante holding that one.
Just like backstage, directly in front of Mordin, looking him square in the eye. The lights on stage shift, the music plays, and the host of the Nexus tournament takes the stage. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such TV specials as Me, Myself, and Isaac Newton, and Who Ordered the Ghost?
Oh my god!
We're down to the wire here, folks. Modern day gladiators have come and gone, risen and fallen, and now we're down to the final 4. So, let's not waste any more time and let's meet our competitors. Please welcome to the stage, Team Soul Edge.
Oh, shit.
And the audience cheers and applauds as Astaroth Cervantes, Lizardman, Raphael Tira, and Voldo step out from the wings, each posing, sneering, or otherwise showing off as they make their way to one corner of the stage. And our next group, Team Power Rangers. A quintet of teenagers dressed in bright primary colors appear. They begin to cartwheel and backflip their way across the stage to the cheers of the audience. They eventually go to stand at another part of the stage with Team Soul Edge glaring at them the whole time. And next up, Team Adventquisition Zone Corporated. 6 men in medieval garb enter the stage. One is a human in armor carrying several large weapons, a shield, and sporting an impressive set of sideburns. One is a bald human wearing a blue priestly tabard over metal armor. One is a thin human with black hair and a black soul patch wearing a dark purple outfit and a cape. One is a dwarf with a white beard, spectacles, and armor, and one of his arms is made out of living wood. There's a second dwarf with a thick reddish blonde beard, fur-trimmed armor, and a horned helmet with one of the horns broken off. And there's a long-haired elf wearing light clothing, a cape, and a large floppy hat with an umbrella over one shoulder. The 6 of them show off and pose to the cheers of the crowd, with the human in purple at one point letting loose a flock of doves from his sleeves, before they too take their place on stage. And last but not least, Team Ohana.
I do the thing where, you know how sometimes you go into a crowd and you like run around the edge like slapping hands with everybody? Yeah, I'm going to do that, except instead of slapping hands, I'm going to take their drinks and just down them.
This is your thing at this point, and like people are expecting it. They'd be disappointed if you didn't do it. So
right, absolutely. Yeah.
They've in fact ordered drinks for you and are holding them out for you by the time you run out on stage.
Mordin's going to step in. He's wearing a long lab coat that has a lightning bolt on the back of it. And in addition to the missing horn, he's had like applied with makeup a lot more scarring all over his face than he actually ordinarily has. And he has a fake robotic eye over one of his eyes. And he has his Omni tool wasn't quite like big and showy enough, so he has like a fake cybernetic arm glove over his arm that's like a bit bulkier, and he comes out and he sneers at the crowd, and like and a lot of the crowd starts like booing him excitedly,
right?
And then he holds out his hand and shoots out a bunch of like lightning and electricity out of it using his neural shock amped up a whole lot. He flips his lab coat into state and turns his back to the audience.
Oh, I love it. This is so good.
This is his alter ego of Dr. Shocker.
Ah, that's terrific.
Luna's just like applauding Mordin like crazy. She's so proud.
And then Mordin just like, no, you're not supposed to applaud. You're supposed to hate me.
So is Luna's entrance that she's applauding everyone else? Because that's adorable.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't really noticed or cared that the camera is on her. So she's really just excited that everything is happening and is kind of just happy that everyone else
Can I
is
just
happy.
pick her up and put her on my shoulders and run around the arena so she gets her moment in the spotlight?
Hell yeah, you can. Man, Luna's rubbing off on Dante. That's amazing.
Luna's freaking out a little bit and
Dante.
is covering Dante's eyes, but trying not to cover Dante's eyes. So it's kind of like he kind of has that Birdman mask through her fingers is kind of what he's got going on, except that she's gripping a little hard, so it is kind of distorting his face.
Okay, guys, the Nexus tournament is no longer about fighting. It's just about friendship. You guys have done it. That's all.
Pretty much.
It is about the doom of all humanity.
Good job, Mordin. Good job.
Does this arena have like one of those big screens?
Yeah,
Those
it has
big
a
lighted
huge view screen.
Okay, in front of this giant lighted screen, there is this dark silhouette of what everyone's pretty sure is Stitch on top of Lace. And the silhouette pulls out a guitar and starts like wailing some like epic fucking metal riffs, and then all of a sudden he's illuminated and the music changes to Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers. And then Stitch and Lace just very gently just go padding onto the stage.
Nice.
And Stitch has a little cowboy hat, and I think his time with Hannah Montana has gotten him closer to...
That's so good. At least you didn't play Achy Breaky Heart.
No.
As you guys are crossing to your side of the stage, Troy McClure says, and I understand that someone has a very special message she'd like to give to Team Ohana in particular. And a huge view screen at the back of the stage switches from showing the Nexus Tournament logo to showing the shining face of TV's very own Hannah Montana, who beams out at the audience. Hi, I'm Hannah Montana. You might remember me from such films as Hannah Montana in Queen Arthur's Court and Ocean's 89.
Wow.
Now listen, we've seen a lot of footage of all of the fighters here today The fighters that are with us, the fighters that have fallen to the wayside, and honestly, they're all winners, each and every one of them. But I think that the real winners here tonight should be Team Ohana. Because you see, I was in danger, and I was in a situation that I wasn't sure how I was going to get out of. All I could think to do, honestly, was sing and hide and throw a coffee mug. But they stepped up. They stood in my way. They were my protectors. They were the ones who saved me from those that would seek to do me harm. And that's what makes a real hero. And you know what? I know in this cynical age that people don't really believe in heroes, but I do. And I believe that heroes deserve to win. So I say, go Team Ohana. And with that, the screen switches off, and the audience bursts into applause for her and for the team that she is supporting.
Are you not entertained?
Given the amount of people that we murdered in order to get here, I'm feeling very uncomfortable about this hero worship.
Hannah Montana's got some cold blood, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just think about what she did to the poor Jonas Brothers.
Exactly. The view screen goes back to showing the Nexus tournament logo, and Troy turns excitedly to the crowd. All right, we won't keep you in suspense any longer. Who's ready for the next round of the Nexus tournament? And again, a predictable cheer goes up from the audience. All right, we're going to get this started. Our first match of the evening will be, and as usual, images of the 4 teams on stage begin to flicker on the view screen, eventually stopping on Team Adventquisition Zone Corporated versus Team Ohana.
Oh my god, I was afraid of this. No, why are you doing this to me?
And they will be fighting in, and usually at this point the view screen would flash with numerous potential sites for the battle. But in this case, the screen displays a jagged flashing lightning bolt as a thunderclap plays throughout the arena's speakers.
Oh no.
Oh, and that sound means that these 2 lucky teams have pulled the lightning round!
Ah!
This match
What
won't
is
be
happening to my world?
This match won't be decided by a fight to the death, but by a randomly selected competition instead. And
son
that
of a
competition will be... And again, several images flash in rapid succession.
Please not cooking, please not cooking.
Before stopping on an image of a pair of electric guitars crossed at the neck. A battle of the bands!
Yes!
Extraordinary League is produced by Dan Mulkerin, with logo designed by Colin Mulkerin.
Special thanks to Kevin McLeod at Incompetech.com for our theme song, Motherload, and to TabletopAudio.com for our background music and ambient sound effects.
You can find us on Twitter at SmashFic Podcast and search for the Smash Fiction Podcast on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube.
Subscribe on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight. Colin, you know there was a wrestler who went by the name of the Shockmaster, right?
There's a wrestler who went by the name of a lot of things.
Yes,
Yeah,
very true.
just saying.
Well, all right, I'll go back to my old name of Mordin the Steamboat Solus.
No, I was gonna say you should be Shockmaster Jr.
Or Shockmaster General.
Yeah. Mordin is no one's junior.